band and dance, you could call it.
It's time for our final score play of the week.
Big Spring, Monahans, this one at Estes Memorial Stadium. Abel Clark hit as he throws. Jaden Luddington over the top, breaking through the mesh. He's got a convoy, and he would go 70 yards to the house. On a third down.
Take a look here. Look at this spin move right after he catches it.
Boom!
B button.
Get out of here.
Xbox mode. Look at him go.
My favorite part of this play, look how hard the quarterback gets hit as he throws it. It takes some just toughness.
Wow.
Free rusher, right? Just
stride.
Destroys the quarterback, hits Luddington in stride, right? And he's gone. And he makes, move after the catch, just as you're taught to do, on like a 3rd and 20. It was a long conversion for them. So Monahans had to be ready for the pass, you would think, as far as scheme goes. But, man, Big Spring, how about that? Big time play for them. That would make the score 8-0 after the 2-point conversion. That's your first score of the game. One way to open it up. What do you think?
That's right. It's good tempo to start out. I mean, I can't get over that spin move.
Yeah,
it's nice.
It's pretty cool.
Nice and clean.
The pin to play on. Odessa High volleyballer Marina Gonzalez will play in college at Sul Ross State, and she held a signing ceremony today in the gym. She sat out 6 games this last season, but got back out on the court, and now she will play in college, thanks in part to her parents and coaches, she says.
They didn't push me to be on a team or to play volleyball at all. They supported me 100%, and they just said, it's your decision. If you want to do it, you go after it and you get it. I'm looking forward to the higher level of competition. I think that the higher level we play, the better I'll become as a player, and the more opportunities I'll get to have whenever I'm out there on the court and getting to show off what I love to do.
Now they pick up the 53-21 lead in the 4th quarter at last check over San Angelo Lakeview.
All right, moving on. Amarillo River Road at Seminole. Let's take a look at these highlights. Out to Wigwam Stadium we go. Seminole with the ball, 4th and 10. It'll be their quarterback, Alex Menchaca. He throws it to James Hertzen. That results in a 1st and 10 for them. And then after a false start, Seminole pushed back to a 1st and 15. Wideout Jonathan Nelson runs it in for the TD. Look at him go. Seminole with the first punch. They go up 7-0. Then River Road 3rd and 17. Quarterback Lance Welps. He throws it to Curtis Robinson. It's tipped. All right, moving on, but that's denied. Seminole balls again. This time, 1st and 10. Wildcats on the 41. Aaron Dominguez carries all the way in. Indians go up 15-0. Let's take a look at this final score. The Seminoles shut out River Road 56-9.
College bound. 2 Permian Panther athletes held a signing session in the high school library today. Emily Serrano will play golf close to home at UTPB. Haley Silvis would play volleyball at Odessa College in the fall, where her coach, her sister, is an assistant coach.
My coach, because he's just been such a help these last couple of years. I'm gonna cry. I don't think he gets enough credit for what he does for us.
I'm excited because I've always watched OC as like a little kid, and now it's like a dream to like actually go there.
And over in West Ector County, a diesel truck caught on fire and sent flames and thick smoke into the air. DPS says it happened near Highway 302 and Flag Ranch Road, about 2 miles from No Trees this afternoon. A battalion chief on scene told us the reason the fire got so big was because it was so far out. They couldn't get any water to it. The cause of the fire is still unknown. The driver was not injured. And another wreck in Midland to shut down I-20. DPS says a tanker truck was leaking oil onto the roadway. It happened near County Road 1300. Hazmat crews were called to clear the scene. All lanes on I-20 have since been reopened.
Now at 5, students at Bush Elementary School in Midland taking part in a ceremony commemorating the lives lost in the 9/11 terrorist attacks. The event featured singing and poetry written by students presented for first responders. Those in attendance also hoping to instill a greater sense of unity and accountability in the students.
Paramount that they understand what we're memorializing, not only the lives that were lost, but we were also celebrating those who sacrifice themselves for others. And that's the bigger lesson here, is to teach kids that their goal in life should be to help others and not just think of themselves.
They walked away today having a feeling of a sense of unity and a sense of commitment to each other in this country, and that's what we want.
According to the adults at the event, the students were very attentive and seemed to really take in the lessons of the event.
Odessa, 2 vacant homes went up in flames this afternoon. That's after an attempt to burn trash got out of control. Local 2's Haley Brooks joins us live from that scene. Haley.
Katie Mode here at 42nd and North Redondo Avenue, where actually 4 homes were destroyed in the fire. Now, as you can see behind me, firefighters are still working at putting out some of these flames and doing quite a bit of cleanup. Now, Ector County Environmental Police said property owners violated the burn ban, and they were burning trash out here. The fire got out of hand and spread to the mobile homes. I'm also told that these homes were vacant, so no injuries have been reported at this time. But both people who were burning the trash received violations. Now, we will keep you updated as we get more information, so tune back in tonight for Local 2 News at 10. For now, reporting live in Odessa, Haley Brooks, Local 2 News.
Wow.
Four seniors, all returning starters for UTPB's men's basketball team. Let's meet the players. A 6'4" guard, Deshaun Francis. The high flyer and returning conference player of the year. 6'7" forward, Josh Morris. The strong and silent type, but a bully on the court. A 6'1" guard, James McPherson. The sharpshooter, likes to shoot the 3-ball. A 6'2" guard, Sammy Allen.
My ball.
The clamper, hangs his hat on defense, led the league in rebounds per game. They all ended up here in Odessa. Each player's path different. Deshaun was raised in a 2-parent home with 1 little sister. His parents willing to do whatever it took to support his dream.
My dad was straight working out, straight books, and you know what I'm saying, as much as I complained back then, I wouldn't be where I am today without that.
Josh is the youngest of 4, 2 boys, 2 girls. His mom raised him and his siblings. His oldest sister played D1 basketball, and that's who inspired him.
I used to follow her everywhere, so that's how I started playing basketball, through her.
James grew up with both of his parents and was the only child until he was 16. He says he wasn't a perfect kid, and his parents taught him how to learn from his mistakes.
They were hard on me and things like that, and they definitely made me who I am today.
Sammy has a different story. He grew up in Oakland, California, one of the toughest towns around. And with both mom and dad out of the picture, he says he really didn't have any support.
I've been homeless for quite a while, from at least from kindergarten to 4th grade.
He lived with his grandmother and 9 other people in one house. He says he could have been on the street and in and out of jail like some of his family and friends. Instead, he turned to basketball to keep his mind off his life at home.
I just did it myself. I kind of had a strong mind growing up. And I knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't know how I was going to get there. So basketball really saved my life.
So now they support each other as teammates and brothers. They help each other with things like cooking, dating advice, and motivation.
Phil's has helped me with my female talks, you know what I'm saying? He's older, so and I take a lot of knowledge from him. I never had a parent to teach me how to cook and this and that, so Josh, he know how to cook really good.
Deshaun, 2 years ago, when we kind of made a close connection and became brothers, was at Midland College. You know, I was down, you know, I didn't have no food for real, and you know, he was there, he was helping me.
These two, it's just like, we shared an apartment for a year, and We used to, like, iron sharpens iron. We used to go in the house, talk about things every day.
These guys saw last season end on a buzzer-beater three-pointer to a team they had beaten twice before. Heartbreak turns to hustle, and the Falcons have a clear goal, a national championship.
I feel like this is everybody's last shot last year, and it was never planned like, oh, this is going to happen. We're going to bring everybody together. It just happened.
These are just my guys to the end. This is who I go to war with.
Fox 24 News, first at 9 in HD.
Well, thanks for staying with us. The UTPB men are on their way to the NCAA Division II tournament, and they couldn't leave without the proper send-off. Now, Fox 24's Caleb Califano had a chance to see the team before they drove out to Canyon for the tournament. Caleb.
Horace, the postseason is here. For UTPB, they definitely want revenge from last year's early exit in the tournament. Fortunately for them, they've got the fans and the band right behind them.
I think them losing in the first round last year and then losing the game last week, there's a drive to them. We're there to help support them and bring energy to the group, but then at the same time, them playing and how well they play, it brings energy to us. I really hope they go on because it'd be a fun spring break for us. But, I mean, it'd be something new and big for the university, and so it would bring a new hype to our program.
The UTPB men will play University of Arkansas Fort Smith at 2:30 on Saturday. You can catch the details of the game on our website, yourbasin.com. Reporting live in the studio, Caleb Califano, Fox 24 News.
Well, it was a dusty day in the Permian Basin yesterday. Here, a few viewers submitted photos from the dust storm that rolled in around lunchtime and lasted for about 3 hours. I think everybody was shooting video of that. And although that storm has passed, the side effects are still very present. Fox 24's forecaster Kaylee Hunt spoke with an allergy specialist. And Kaylee, what did he have to say?
That's right, Horace. When I spoke with Dr. Rao with Odessa Medical Clinic, he says when there are dust storms, grass, pollen, and dust mites come with it, meaning anyone who suffers from allergies could see a spike in their symptoms.
So the assumption, if you talk to someone in the Northeast or someone on the West Coast, they assume that West Texas is a good place to go to escape allergy symptoms.
Although West Texas does not have a lot of trees, what we do have is a lot of dust. Meaning when a cold front from the northeast passes through, that gives an opportunity to create a dust storm like the one we saw Tuesday evening.
So one thing people need to understand is that dust has a mix of all sorts of things. It's not just the sand that's there. There's a lot of pollen there. It's a mixture of just about everything you can think of.
Dr. Rao specializes in advanced allergy and asthma care in Odessa. He says a lot of his patients see him after a big dust storm.
Part of it is because of the wind. We have a very dry climate here, as everyone knows. When we go without rain for a while, everything goes airborne and stays airborne.
Dr. Rao emphasizes the importance of seeing a specialist if you have any concerns, because if you have allergies or asthma and it does not get treated, it could be deadly.
Fortunately, it's rare, but people do die from asthma. About 3,300 people die every year from asthma attacks.
The next cold front will be Friday night, meaning we could see another chance of dust storms in the future. Live in the studio, I'm Kaylee Hunt, Fox 24 News.
We are your local election headquarters. United States Senator Ted Cruz launching his re-election bid yesterday, and today he made a campaign stop in the Tall City. He is running on the slogan, Tough as Texas. I had a chance to talk with the incumbent to hear more.
And protected.
United States Senator Ted Cruz made a campaign stop in Midland Wednesday, the day after he launched his re-election bid.
I love Midland, Texas.
His challenger, Democratic candidate Beto O'Rourke, announced Tuesday that he's raised $6.7 million in the first quarter of this year.
$6.7 million you talked about in the first quarter of this year. How are you campaigning, to combat that?
Well, listen, there's no doubt that the hard left, they're energized, they're angry, and they hate the president. And they're raising tens of millions of dollars, giving them to far-left liberal candidates all over the country, including my opponent, Congressman Beto O'Rourke.
Senator Cruz received more votes in the primary than all of the Democratic candidates combined. 1.3 million Texans voted for Cruz, while just more than 640,000 voted for O'Rourke.
The good news is, Texas, there are a lot more conservatives than there are liberals in Texas. And so our task is simple. We need to turn conservatives out.
The Democratic Party in total receiving just more than 1 million votes in the primary. The Republican Party receiving 1.5 million.
Texas is a conservative place. Texas is strong. Texas is independent. Texas is free. Texas loves freedom. And Texas is tough.
Cruz stopped in 12 Texas cities in 3 days as he fights to keep his seat come the November midterm general election.